Hanging. Uh-oh.
Perfect. 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 Now we're live. It's really happening. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Afternoon Astonishments. My name is Alex. I'm here with Steve Barcelona, Aaron Fisher, and Adam Grace. They're on assignment. We'll see them very soon, I'm sure. But today we're going to do Afternoon Astonishments. We're going to look at some magic from the past and have a great time and, talk shop, talk a little magic. It's one of the coolest things ever. We ask you to do one thing, though. Make sure you push subscribe. Make sure you follow. That way, every time we go live with another one of these. How's it going, Steve?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. You know what I like about this? This is like the whispering that happens in the back of the magic convention at the show. You know what I mean?
Kind of is. It kind of is.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. We're way more polite than that conversation, though.
Sometimes that conversation can get a little rough. Yeah,
yes. We are like 100% polite and in awe of our guests, as it were.
It's really the truth, yeah. But we do have the advantage of being able to pick our guests too. So.
That's true. It
is really cool. Last time we had a look at Charlie Frye. On the product show, we had that great trick, that new thing that Charlie has out. He has that three fly where it's like a copper coin, a silver coin, and a poker chip, and it's going across three fly style. It's really a beautiful thing. I'm sure he's going to do very well with that trick. But we, sort of got on a Charlie Frye kick, and we looked at a lot of his magic last time, and I was able to get another little collection for us to look at today, and it sort of picks up where we left off, and it's great stuff. Really great stuff. Charlie is really, he's a modern master. There's no doubt. He's really as good as you can get, man. And he's like
Charlie's as good as you can get on like every level of it.
Right, he's like a triple threat.
I mean, it's not just the magic.
Like he's an expert juggler.
Every little thing, like
totally,
it's
man.
like he is not one person, because you couldn't learn that much in one lifetime. You know what I'm saying? He just is like so many things.
Totally, yeah. He's got it all. He's like a clown, a comedian. He's a juggler, expert magician, and he's got all that together and all those ingredients he can pull in whenever he needs them to make sure that there's never a dull moment. There's always something to look at when you're watching Charlie. It's pretty great. Let's start with the stage piece that looks kind of like something that maybe we could do, but then a couple of seconds into it you realize, oh, I'm watching a master here, and I can't do this. Wonderful, right? Wonderful.
I mean, what you have, and I mean, you said it perfectly before, right? Which is like a couple of seconds in, you're like, I could do this, and then you're like, oh yeah, no, no, I can't actually, not like that,
Not like that.
But what it is that he's just taken really just a collection of all the moves, right? And a few really difficult little takes on them, I might add. And he just has a way of the common thread from the beginning to the end is not a theme or something, it's him. That's the thing about it, right?
That's right.
He's the common theme. It's not like, oh, look, they're all $50 and they do these crazy things. It's like he's the thing.
Well, it seems like he's establishing his personality through all those things. Like he's like on the verge of being like cocky, but gonna fail, right? At all moments. And sometimes the magic happens despite that.
He seems cocky at times, but he also seems surprised when things happen too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like the magic happens despite his sort of attitude towards it as a performer, or the attitude that he's trying to portray that ends up being bits of comedy, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
What's so great about that is that it's like so layered. You know what I mean? Like as a choice to make as a character, right? It's not just a simple he likes it, he doesn't. It's way more layered than that. There's so many different little pieces to it, and that's what makes it gives it so much texture and makes it so interesting. You know,
right? And it's each piece establishes this. The further you go into the act, the more you it's what you would hope any character does, that you're understanding who the character is by watching them perform the pieces they have chosen. Right? It's really a beautiful marriage.
Have you seen Charlie?
Not in person. No.
I saw him close, like I think maybe Magi Fest.
Okay.
Right. I'd never seen him. I certainly, the legend reached me. And you never know who's going to be on that show. Right.
Yeah.
So he wasn't seen. You didn't know. And then it was Charlie Frye. Right. And when you see, like, he probably did like 30 minutes, something like that. And it was breathtaking. It was like nothing. There were no like swords and chopping people's heads off. But it was like, I wish I could tell you exactly what pieces he did, but it was just coming at you like a blowtorch. You were just like, whoa. And this is just a banquet room in a hotel, and he was just killing it. Then he did this crazy thing at the end with like a broom and his coat and you know what I'm talking about?
Totally.
It's like by the time he does that thing, okay, the second it all happens, it's just like the whole room just comes to their feet. They're just like, I can't even believe it. Like anyone would even think of it, let alone do it.
Can you think of anything that's even comparable to that as an act that exists today? I can't think of anything that's close.
Yeah, there's
maybe Cirque du Soleil, right? But this is more like vaudeville, right? But like Cirque du Soleil is like maybe a modern version of what Charlie has to offer, but it takes a crew as opposed to one man coming out and doing this thing and grabbing you in all these directions.
But like Cirque du Soleil, the difference is, I think, is like Cirque du Soleil has like a glaze over it, if you know what I mean, right? It's a this or that. Charlie Frye is the guy. He is. It's
Charlie Frye and company, so it's like him and his wife. That is the show, right? As opposed to Cirque du Soleil, it's like an army of people to create the feeling that man and his wife are creating on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's just certain, this is maybe something we could do if we could do a non-magic Afternoon Astonishment. I've got some acts that I've always loved, like Ray. I think his name is Ray Cosby. He's a xylophone player, and it's just fantastic. It's just a guy being himself with a xylophone.
That's interesting. Interesting.
And so, I mean, there's a lot of acts like that. There's the swimming diving board act. I can't think of that guy's name. That's another one that's just killer. It's like a father started it in the 40s, handed it to his son. They sold it to somebody else.
Sounds like an old-fashioned circus act. That's really
Let's
cool.
Get back to Charlie. Yeah.
Well, let's continue in this same vein. I mean, we just saw him do some basically stage manipulation with coins, right? Let's look at cards. Let's see what his take on the manipulation act with cards is. Let's just take a look.
He's warming up.
Right? Wow. Wow. If you know anything about card manipulation, you know that that was extraordinarily difficult what that man just did. That's amazing.
So effortless.
Totally.
Like he was just goofing around.
Right?
Like he was just goofing around.
Wow. Yeah, it's the clip like that almost leaves you speechless, right? It's just wow.
You know what's great about it? I'm always looking at it from, the perspective of performance. You know what I mean? Like as a performer, right? It's like I'm looking at him like you could do that anywhere. Like right. Literally any place for any audience, it's gonna kill.
That's right.
I mean, he's just so I don't know how to explain it, but he gets you to like buy in. You know what I mean? He gets you to like really like go along with it. Like, oh, he's just great.
He's the master magician. He's the real deal. He's the modern day master. Really so cool, man. So cool. So let's shift gears here a little bit. I want to make sure we get all the clips in here, and let's look at something that probably all of us, if we were magic store people, we probably all bought a version of this trick, and Charlie has elevated it to the level of being an artistic feat. And I think it's pretty wonderful. I'll just say this, it has an eyeball in it.
All right.
Like a lot of variety artists, I too was inspired at an early age by a sick and twisted relative. In my case, it was my grandpa Frye, who used to do this for me back when I was a small fry. He was a very interesting character. He had a glass eye. This is the other one. Yeah, he used to always keep an eye out for me. And with it, he would demonstrate for me the ancient magic principle that the hand is quicker than the eye, which may or may not be true. I'm not sure. I am sure of this. There's more to this little mystery than meets the eye, and you can't believe everything you see, because sometimes your eyes, just like Grandpa's here, will play tricks on you. Just like that.
Great take on that thing. Really a fun trick.
Yeah, just a great little, a little bit with something we've all messed with. But,
right.
But he made it into a real thing.
It has a real ending, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has an ending. It has it's like a thing. It's like a routine.
Right. Often a trick like that, it just becomes a quick mystery and there is no ending. It's just like enough to make you go, ooh, I think I need that thing. Right. It seems like that's what the job of that thing always was in the magic store. They bring out that little vase. They show you the ball trick. It jumps back under a couple times. And wasn't that wonderful? Here, you can look at it all. I can look at it all. I could do that. Here's my money.
I want to know how that works.
I need one. Exactly. But Charlie, again, he's applying everything that he is and elevated that thing. It's a quick trick, but elevated into something that's very interesting. And like we said, has an ending, right? It has something different going on other than the ball jumps back into the thing.
Yeah,
So cool.
I mean, I wish you could really put your finger on what the Charlie Frye thing is. We're trying through this whole thing, but it's hard to do because it's so, it's so good.
Well, I'm going to give you a curveball here now, because now you're going to see Charlie play a character. Not that this isn't all like a character, but this is definitely a different character, presenting something that's a swindle. And when you see which effect that he's presenting, you'll understand why he's playing a character, because this is often a trick that it's difficult to present this thing without feeling like you're, a con man or always saying to the spectator, you're wrong, I got you again. You know what I mean? But this is an interesting way to handle this plot and this premise. And, let's just throw a character at it. Let's take a look.
Hello, friends. And now for the infamous three-shell game, Hocus, Mocus, and Pocus. A game of chance, a test of skill, of guile and wile, cupidity and stupidity, of easy money and hard luck, where the object is to find the P without losing your ass. Sets. To paraphrase the 19th century gambler, Umbrella Jim, a little fun just now and then is relished by the best of men. You may have nerve, you may have plenty, 5 will get you 10 and 10 will get you 20. Attention here and you will see where I hide the little P. Select a shell, the one you choose. If right you win, if not you lose. The object of the game you see is find the shell that has the P. Hey diddle diddle, the P is in the middle. Now watch that shell that has the P. The closer you watch, the less you'll see. You, sir, you've got a sharp eye and an honest face. Care to make a guess? A little wager, perhaps? Whereth indeed doth lieth the pea? In the middle? You want to bet? No? Well, you should have. See, it's not that difficult unless, of course, there's money involved, then it becomes darn near impossible. Regardez. Hey, diddle diddle, the pea is in the middle. A little game of hanky-poo, 2 for me, 1 for you. Round and round they go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Now say there's a couple of bucks riding on your decision this time. Would you still think it's in the middle, or would you think I'm trying to pull one over on you? Whereth indeed doth lieth the pea? Here, here, here? Okay, I don't want to take your money. Let's just play for a cup of coffee. Sound good? Okay, so now you owe me a cup of coffee, which at Starbucks is about 16 bucks now. But that's okay, I'll give you a chance to win your money back. I'll slow it down. Hey diddle diddle, the pea is in the middle. Round and round they go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's make it a little more interesting this time. What do you say we play for, I don't know, $100, a yard, a C-note, a beaner? Whereth indeed doth lieth the pea. Any idea? Any idea at all? Here? You're down $100. Oh, you meant here. Double or nothing? Make that 200. It's always the last place you think it is. Don't you hate this trick? I bet you hate me too right now. My grandpa showed me this, so I'd always have something to fall back on. Matter of fact, these are grandpa's nuts. He even taught me how to play it with one hand tied behind my back. Hey diddle diddle, pea in the middle. Round and round they go. Eeny meeny, miny mo. Now there was another 19th century gambler named Soapy Smith who was a master of the game. Legend has it he lost only one time when a cowboy walked up and slammed a gun on the table, announcing that instead of turning over the shell that had the pea, he would turn over the 2 shells that did not have the pea, and proceeded to do just that. Then he said, I reckon there's no reason to turn over that last shell, and with that Soapy paid him off and headed south, where just as the cowboy had expected, is exactly where the pea had gone. So remember this little lesson if you ever come across this game in the real world, and you do well to heed my grandfather's advice. For he said, never eat at a place called Mom's, never drink at a place called Pop's, never sleep with a girl named Sis, and never play games with another man's nuts. Thank you very much, and thank you, Grandpa, wherever you are.
Great piece, right? Great, man. I love that trick. I've always loved the pea and shell game, but it's the problem that we talked about at the beginning. It's tough to present that thing and have like 4 or so phases, and every time a phase happens, I got you, and you were wrong again. You know, and you have to. That's the real thing to work out with that effect is how do you take that sting out of that thing so it's not a gotcha every time you do it.
I like the ending he put on it too.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that ending.
Where there's no peas anywhere, where there's a pea everywhere, and then there's no
just what
peas.
he's saying, you know, where he said the cowboy said, "I'll pick 2. There's no reason to pick over the other one." Gotcha. You know, which is like that's just like an interesting thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like as he's saying those words, you're thinking about what it means in your head, and it's like that, you know, it kind of gives it an interesting take.
It's really good. It's really good, and you know, and again, just like all the rest of the stuff we've seen Charlie do. Impeccable sleight of hand, right? I mean, he's just flawless, top notch,
beyond reproach. You know what I mean? Like that, nothing. Never looked guilty.
No.
You know, never.
So much so that he could put that whole get up on and wear the suit and play that character and still do the thing and have it be as flawless as that. Really great, really great.
I mean, obviously.
Well, let's check this out. This next one is a trick that we all know, but this is definitely a different handling, as you would imagine, with Charlie handling this effect. I think he gets a lot more out of this trick than I've seen most get out of it. And it's really, again, just another wonderful piece. Let's check it out.
And now for a little mystery with a ring and a rope. First, the classic rope through the neck trick, where the solid rope will pass through
my solid neck. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3.
I thought my neck was bigger than that. Anywho, what's going to happen this time is the solid ring is going to pass through the solid rope in a beautiful display of magical poetry in motion. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Just watch the center of the rope. Get on the center of the rope. Okay, where's the snap? Just kidding. I would never stoop to using a gimmicked rope, because I'm a class act all the way. Ugh. Sorry you had to see that. Anyway, watch the center of the rope as it passes through the ring. It worked. It's really on there. It really is on there. And not only is it on there, but if I even up the ends, it's on the exact center of the rope, but not for long. Once again, the ring slices onto the rope, solid through solid. And if I tie the ends together, there is no way for the ring to escape, except by magic. Give me a second. Well, you can see the knot is real, and you can see the rope doesn't come apart, and you can see that the ring is totally solid. Yet it's going to pass through the rope one last time, despite the knot, despite the laws of physics, and despite the fact that you couldn't care less. On three. 1, 2, 3. And that's a little mystery with a ring and a rope.
I love that.
I love it too. Those moments of him knocking stuff over were so unexpected and good.
I love knocking the stuff over and the whole, like, you know, it's a little coming off the rails. I mean, it's always very appealing to me. Have you ever seen Cole and Company?
Totally.
Yeah, I mean,
Totally.
just coming off the rails. I mean, I just love it.
Yeah, yeah. Another favorite along those same kind of lines is Mr. Misto. Have you seen him?
Oh, I've seen John Carney. I've seen him.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's pretty wonderful too.
Yeah. I mean, again, this shows why he's so great. It's ring and rope, right? But he just slathers so much Charlie Frye on top of it that it doesn't matter what the trick is. It really, literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, at a certain point, I was wondering if there was going to be an effect at the beginning. I was like, I don't think I even care. I just want to watch this guy be Charlie Frye.
I mean, it's just so much. Just so many. I've used layers a bunch. I can't think of a better word. There's just so much going on here beyond just the trick.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
It's so much more.
You know, it's the thing we talk about with like good entertainment, like good family entertainment does this thing that not every kind of entertainment does, where it's like, it's a joke for a child, it's a joke for a super old person, and it's someone right in the middle, and there's something there for all of them, and they're not necessarily seeing the jokes that play for the other groups that they're not in, but they feel like the entertainment is for them. Charlie's got that going on, right? It's like for every man, woman, and child.
Yeah,
right?
It's broad appeal. Like I said, you know, with every one of these things we watched him do, you could do it anywhere, right? Totally. You could do these effects anywhere. You could do them after dinner at a like ridiculous corporate event, which I'm sure he's done many of, and you could do it at in someone's living room, right? Totally. And it's appropriate for all circumstances.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
He's just killer, man. You know, he's just killer. I wish Magic had 150 guys like Charlie.
No, you don't, because there's only one guy that can really be this and really do this, and this guy's doing a great job at it.
I think I said that wrong. What I meant to say, you know, guys that perform in that style, that bring that much of themselves to it, that have that much ability and talent, you know, that can make it like layered and just really good.
And I'd argue most people are working on it.
Yeah, right? I think everybody's working on it.
Everyone's working on it.
Has Charlie ever done anything on major TV, like, you know, Tonight Show, stuff like that?
I don't think that. I think he's been on smaller TV shows where he's done appearances and so forth. I did see some clips of him online, but I felt like these clips sort of represented him better than what those did.
He was pumping a lot of this stuff out last year.
Right.
He was doing just a lot because I guess he got taken off the road from COVID. He just started making videos. There's like a ton of them.
Yeah, and if you don't know what Steve's talking about, go and find Charlie Frye's YouTube page. Just go and find him online. He's got classics of magic. He's been putting this treatment to classics of magic throughout the pandemic, and wonderful magic all the time. It's just he just is digging deeper into his repertoire and giving to us, letting us see what he does.
It's like a couple of hundred videos, I think.
Outstanding.
Right? I mean, it's just like a ton. Every couple days he'd put something else out. It was good.
Yeah, he's really, really wonderful. I was going to cut it short here, but I had one more because, we're magic guys, and girls, we like getting into hardcore magic. This is a hardcore magic trick I wanted to finish the whole thing off with, because I just wanted to showcase really how great a sleight of hand Charlie is. This is a trick that you may know, you may not know. And if you do know, you're going to recognize how great Charlie is. And if you don't, you're going to just see magic here for a couple minutes. So buckle up. This is really a wonderful piece.
If I could only do one card trick for the rest of my life, perish the thought, it would probably be this one. It's my wife's favorite trick, which is saying a lot, and that's why I've named it after her. I call it Psycho. Like so many great card tricks, it begins with the 4 aces. Would you please point to 2 of the cards and pick up one, and look at it, remember it, and remember what the back looks like. Good, and don't tell me. Oh, diamonds. Do you like diamonds? Everybody likes diamonds. Let me see if I can find some more. There's the 2, the 3, and the 4. So now you've got quite a nice diamond collection. Ace, 2, 3, and 4. Would you please think of a number between 1 and 4 and concentrate on it? Is it 2? No? What was it? Seriously, what were you thinking of? Even better. Now that's just a little psychological stunt that's neither psychic nor logical, but it is a nice little warm-up to the main event, which is a little trick my uncle taught me when I was a kid. My weird uncle, Uncle Betty. It only uses a few cards because he didn't play with a full deck. The 3 goes into the 3rd position of its little packet because it's a 3, a mystic pass, and it appears to disappear, or so it appears. A little snap, and it comes right back. No, it doesn't. Okay, well, forget about that one. We'll use the 4. Now the 4 goes into the 4th position because it's a 4, and when the cards are spread once more, there is no 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, but no 4. Now the 2 is my favorite card because it can either be second from the top or second from the bottom. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that the 2 is gone too. And now we're down to the ace. Tell you what, we won't even use the other cards this time, so you can focus all of your attention right here, as the vanishing ace leaves us 6 in its place. So now all the diamonds are gone. But don't worry, they haven't gone far, because if you look very closely, you'll see that the 3 is back, as is the ace, the 2, and the 4.
Perfect ending to a perfect show, man.
That was ridiculous.
Great.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. I love it. That's probably one we should give the members a clue on that one. Maybe that's a good one to talk about in the after show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Among other things.
Among other things.
Wonderful. Well, I think that's probably it. We'll leave it at that. We'll just count on. We're going to do another one of these again very soon. So make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you follow us. That way you're notified every time we go live with another one of these Afternoon Astonishment shows. We hope you'll join us again. And if you're thinking about joining a real magic club, come and see us, Conjuror Community. It's a great magic club. We have a wonderful time. We talk